When you look at the progress for the practices, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, today was our worst practice. Energy was just up and down. We brought it, we ran to the ball when we felt like it wasn't the standard. It was convenient, right? And like I said, it's hard to go 4 days in a row. This week we have 6 days in a row. We have an off day tomorrow and we go 6 by design. We're pushing them to battle through that. And today was not as good as I would have liked.
So how do you evaluate the quarterbacks through week 1, and what kind of things would you like to see from that group heading into week 2?
Yeah, they're taking care of the football, which is one big thing. We haven't taken many negatives, right? Even though you can't sack the quarterback and all that, but we haven't taken many negatives. I think for them, it's taking the boring play. You know, when we watch tape, there's a lot of boring plays out there that we could take that we're forcing ourselves to kind of be aggressive or make the fun play, which, I mean, football is really boring when you play it well. I mean, it really is. Like, you just throw it and catch it, and you're like, how does it look so easy? That's why the good teams just look so easy, because they just take the easy stuff, right? And that's what we're trying to preach into those guys is it's a simple game. Take the easy throws, make teams play man, and then let us run a whole bunch of man beaters and formation people out of man. But take the easy throws, and then we got to practice versus man coverage and beat man coverage. And if we can do that, you know, I think they're going to grow this week.
Is there anything you're going to do differently year 1 to year 2 up at Camp T?
One, we're going up an extra day. We're lifting up there this year, which is a little bit different. Other than that, not really. Other than like the base practice structure that we've changed a little bit with the stretch, we're not really changing like the campfires at night with their team, hiking in the mountain, none of that stuff.
Logistically, to lift up there, do you have to bring stuff up with you, or are there weights up there?
Oh yeah, Coach Joe brings it all up. He carries them all. No, him and his team load them up, and it's not fun to do, but we got to get our work in because we're going up another day.
Kenny, how was it just practicing at night here, just getting under the lights for the first time?
Yeah, it was needed. It was something that, you know, what I felt like I did a bad job of last year was putting our guys practicing at night because we play so many night games, practicing on this field because this field is actually a different grass than what we practice on, which sounds crazy, but the actual dirt is a different soil, which makes it actually different to cut on. So we actually never play on our home field even when we practice. Most home field grass is the same as the practice field. We don't have that. And then combine that with the lights, right? We have to be able to catch the ball in the lights if we play night games. So for me, I thought I did a poor job of that last year, so we made an emphasis to do it 4 times this fall camp. So I think that will help us.
We harped in the past on takeaways. What is your take on the defense and how you're progressing in that?
Yeah, we're getting it. Still too many dropped interceptions. I mean, I think we've had 4 or 5, just off the top of my head, that I can think of in camp so far. We're raking at the ball better, more tip balls. There's more ball disruption, which is showing up, but we still haven't caught the ball. Like, is it good play versus like a great play? Could be 7 points. Like, as simple as that. And those are how you change not just games, but seasons, or with a couple plays like that.
Coach, what do you thought about the tight end group these first 4 practices?
Yeah, well, a few of them were out early, getting them all back. Today was the first day we got to see kind of more people involved. I think we're a big group. I mean, we're short numbers-wise, but I think we're big when we're in. So it's going to be interesting how we use that group this year. I think we have to be really strategic how we use that group because of our depth, but I think they are unique because of the pure size of those guys. We have to find ways to use them, but also keep them healthy.
How much of a benefit is it to have those, bigger tight ends with, the depth at the running back position and what you guys can do running the ball this year?
Yeah, versatility. I mean, you just want to be able to throw a lot of different pitches at a defense. If we can line up in 12 personnel with a guy 280 and a guy 255, and then line up in 10 personnel, then line up in 20 personnel, then line up in 21, then line up in 11, right? You're pitching so many things to a defense. How much can they practice? And that's really the goal is if you can limit what a team can practice and you can limit their calls, then you can help your team because now you're trapping a team into 2 or 3 calls and formations or personnel groupings. So the more versatile you are, the more you can limit calls you see versus groupings, the more impact you can have as a football coach.
I know it's still early, but what do you see from special teams so far?
Oh, we care. Like, we care. We can tell. We had a guy come in and speak to the team, former GM of the Titans, And he just talked about if you want to make a roster, you better play special teams. I've been preaching it. I'm way more involved in special teams this year. I've added an extra coach to special teams, Coach Butterfield. So our guys know if we want to win football games, we have to win special teams because we were atrocious last year.
What's Butterfield working on special teams?
He's the assistant special teams coordinator, so he's working with specific position groups. So unlike last year where you only had 10, where you had to put all your position coaches constantly in different special teams, now we have 3 full-time guys only dedicated to special teams so they can run actual positions and position meetings. So we don't just always meet as a group now on special teams. We break out and we meet individual with your individual special teams coach on special teams because fundamentally I thought we were poor last year. And if I look at that, I look at how can I do better? How can we do better? Well, it's simple. Break out in individual groups. Let's coach the fundamentals better if we want to get better at it.